Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live collaboration. Well, y'all already know Friday night,
Social.
social media Friday collaboration between Matter of Opinion and Hold Up, Hear Me Out, though. How's everybody doing this evening, ladies and gents?
We
Doing
doing
good.
well.
Yes, sir.
How you
How you
guys
doing? How you feeling?
And I'm
doing?
feeling
All
better
right.
than before, so it is what it is. You feel me? Definitely feeling a lot better. All right.
It's just
So y'all already know the theme for today that we're gonna be having. Before we get started, I'm dropping the links in the comment section for Matter of Opinion and Hold Up, Hear Me Out. Hear me out though. Definitely click on those links, subscribe to the channel, like, share, the whole nine. If you're tuning in from Facebook or Twitter, definitely do us that solid. Hop on the YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe to the platform, and help the channel grow and everything like that. And if you're in the comment section, definitely say hi. Don't be scared. Do your thing. Let us know you're there. I see Erica Brown is in the building. What's going on, Erica Brown?
What's up, Miss
So
Brown?
Erica.
today's topic, man, is can a man marry a high value woman who is exercising her options?
Hmm.
And we hear it all the time that, high value men, like Kevin Samuels, the late Kevin Samuels would say, high value men, they don't cheat, they're exercising their options. So, what about now if the script is flipped where you have a high value woman who's marries a man and now she's exercising her options? Is there a problem with that? Now, the reason why we have this conversation is because it sparked from Karrine Steffans, who a lot of people know by Superhead, and everybody knows she wrote that book a couple of years, like just name dropping all the rappers and stuff that she slept with and everything like that. She dropped a video talking about her situation with her husband and her two boyfriends, which is interesting. Now, I know a lot of people are going to give pushback and be like, yo, how is she a high value woman? Yada, yada. She was super. Look, the way I look at it, it ain't what you did, it's what you're doing now. And the way she carried herself now seems to be different from how it was back then. And she's a person of high value with the numbers, with the money she makes,
Hmm.
the different, business avenues and everything like that. So she has the clout to say, yes, I'm a high value woman, no matter how you slice it. Some may disagree, but I agree that that's a high value woman. So, with that being said, let's get into this clip that is going around social media that, a lot of people are like talking about. All right, let me cue this
Social
up. Give
media.
me 1 second. Share this screen for everybody. I should have had it queued up. That's my bad.
Two boyfriends.
All right. All right, here we go. Tell me if the volume is good so
Wayne and
far.
Bow my
It's good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I bet. So here we go.
Wayne and Bow are my two boyfriends, and they're gonna be calling 3 o'clock in the morning. Wayne had the house number. So now, mind you, I have my kid. My husband has his kid. We have kids. And by the way, it's my house that I pay for. I pay all the bills. Everybody's dependent on me. I'm the boss. Like you don't pay for
You
nothing.
don't answer no phones around here.
Whatever. I do. I remember just waking up my husband like, hey, like I gotta go. I'm taking the Rover. You gotta move your car.
You couldn't move it to the street and then pull yourself
No,
up.
I'm not doing all this manual labor. And then he would move the car. And then I remember one particular night, I was in my car, I was backing out of the driveway. He moved his car into the street, and then he gave me a kiss goodbye. I'm like, all right, baby, I'll see you in like 2 or 3 days.
Not 2 or 3 days.
Yes, and then I'd be gone for 2 or 3 days, and then I would go home to my husband, and he would have my dinner waiting, my bath water ran. He
I want
would,
to be like Elizabeth when I grow up.
and then a glass of wine, like, welcome home, honey. Did you have fun? Yes, bitch, I had so much fun.
Hmm.
All right.
I wish I might.
So, what is you guys take on that? Like, do you find like this a problem? Like, what's up? What is your take on this? Anybody want to go first, or should I go first on this?
Adam, Erica, please, ladies first. Go
All right, I'll
ahead.
go first for y'all. So I'm gonna tell her to go do her, but I don't think I can do that in my marriage. So if that worked for you, good for you, bro. But you do have to think about what she was saying, though. If she's the one bringing in all the money, everybody is dependent on her. You know what it is. Everybody knows she was a video vixen. Everybody knew, even before the video vixen status, she was a stripper before then. You know, so she already had that lifestyle. So whoever married her already knew she was for the streets to begin with.
That's true.
So if you knew she was for the streets when you met her and you still wifed her up, you knew what your role is.
Hold that
You
thought
got
for a second. Hold that thought, because I want to get some background music playing, to set the tone. Let me lower it down a little bit. All right,
He's trying to
go
make
ahead.
it suspenseful.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah, exactly. You feel me? Get a little background soiree going on. All right, go ahead.
so I feel like, it was input person here. You knew what your role was about to be when you chose a person like her. You knew she was already out there when you met her. You already knew she was already in the videos. Is she going to do what all the other video chicks is going to be doing? You trying to figure out how you going to get that extra money. So if you trying to get that extra money, what do you think will happen? She going to be going 2 and 3 days at a time because you going wherever the shoot taking you to the next spot. That means she done went to that next party. That means she done hopped on somebody's jet, somebody's yacht, and kept it moving. And guess what it was? She had you at home to make sure you took care of home. That meant your kid and my kid was there with you. That means you made sure they got to school. That you made sure they had hot meals when they came in. You made sure they was cleaned and went to bed. So when you took on that role, you knew what you was doing. That's my logic on it.
What? Walls, what up?
Me personally, the way I see it, man, like we do a lot of talking about, how women should do this, and women gotta adjust their self, all of this stuff or whatever. But those are things when it seemed like are in the men's favor, because when Kevin Samuels was talking about um high earners, high value men, they're exploiting their option, I didn't hear not one guy come out and say, oh, yeah, that's not right or whatever. Like, a lot of guys agree with it or rolled with it, so to speak. And then they'll look at situations like what's the dude that's just divorced his wife? Bill Gates. Yeah, Bill Gates. How they had that divorce or whatever. Nobody wasn't talking about, oh, yeah, he was cheating, whatever. They was like, yo, they had a mutual understanding, the whole nine. So, with that being said, it's like, why can't a woman have that if that's what she wants and she has that understanding with her partner? Now, a lot of people will be like, yo, the dude's a simp, whatever the case may be. But hey, if that's the role that he wants to play and do his thing, whatever, while she has her boyfriends or whatever the case may be, why not? I don't see nothing really wrong with it, because it's a role reversal, so to speak. It's a role reversal. So if we could accept it going one way, it should be accepted going the opposite way also. Is it out of the norm? Of course it is out of the norm. But who's the ones that broke that concept of doing things out of the norm? We did. Technically, we were supposed to wait to, get married before we have sex. Who was the ones that actually wanted to have the premarital sex and all that stuff? We are the men are the ones that's pushing for that. So we can't talk about, oh, this is out of the norm, but yet we're doing things that are out of the norm as well. Yo, it is what it is. So I see nothing wrong with it. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but at the end of the day, it's her prerogative. If it works for them, it is what it is. I can't be mad at it.
Yo, I agree with what he just said. Typically, I wouldn't, but if the guys have the rights to do that, she should have the right to do that as well. She got the bread. She's the one making the decision. She's the one controlling everything. I could only be in that situation if I went in there knowing that's the situation I'm going to be in. Like, it's not about us loving each other. We enjoying each other, but here and there, you go do your thing, I'll hold it down. But I couldn't do it, just because love triangles can bring out certain feelings and emotions that you didn't even know was going to come about. Like the way y'all was describing the situation, catching your wife doing something, that put me in a different perspective when it was like, oh, nah, locking eyes and all of that. Nah, I don't want none of that. So I couldn't do it, but I could understand if they did it and if they enjoyed it. Like, with Bow Wow and Lil Wayne. Hey, I used to like love Superhead when I was younger. Like, she was not everything, but I used to love her. So back then, I would have probably done that if I could have gotten with her. But to be Lil Wayne, it's like, you don't have to. I don't know. But she's married, right?
Well,
Yeah, she's married.
she was married for a point of time. So you're talking
Yeah.
2009 and then got divorced in 2011. But you also have to think about it though. She was in her prime when all of the guys were chasing her. Think about it.
Yeah.
I can remember back in 2000, she was in Jay-Z's Hey Poppy video. 2000, all of the think about
Yeah.
it. All of the hot name dudes was in a prime that was trying to talk to her. You talking Bow Wow? You know he in my mind he's still a kid, but he's not. You talking he probably about 30 years old. But you
Wow.
talking back in Superhead, back in the early 2000s, he was one of the youngest hot rappers in Atlanta at the time. So that's who you wanted on your arm. You wanted these fashion model looking girls and video vixen girls. The problem is, didn't really nobody know that she was married. Like you hid that from the public stuff. So, and that's another thing, because think about it. You got to think about when she was dating, those people. It's not like she was in her 40s dating these people. She was in her, you talking probably in her 20, early 20s, mid 20s at the time.
Wait, the white boy she dated, or married, whatever it was. Was it Bill Maher or something?
Well, the only one that I remember that she married was Darius McCray.
Oh, wow, they married.
Yeah, she married Eddie Winslow.
Eddie
Like,
Winslow is
Yeah.
so that's the one that
Is she married Eddie Winslow?
Yes,
Yo.
sir.
married to Eddie Winslow, 2009 to 2011. So you're talking that was 2 years, but she was married to him. I don't know if there were any other marriages, in it, because she was talking about marriages, but it's not listed. That's the only one that I know she was married to.
Oh,
So
wow.
even think about it, even with Eddie Winslow at the time, that wasn't his prime anymore. You was married to him in the late 2000s. So it's like his, at that time his show was no longer on the air. So the dynamic was different. It's like, oh well, even if she was talking about him, I don't know which husband she's talking about,
Yeah, I know.
but if she's talking about him, it makes sense. He done made his money. You done swindled your money out there in them streets. Now it's like, okay, I could settle down at this point because his show was hot in the early 90s.
All right. Before you continue, Rex, let me hear your point of view on things, man, because I want to hear what you got to say on the matter.
Oh no, I mean, well, first off, I just want to clarify. So, like her telling that story, was this in the past or is this in the present right now? I want to clarify.
I don't know if it's present, but the way she was talking, it seemed like she was talking about this is what's current, like was something recent.
Yeah, like
It seemed like
currently
something
right
recent.
now, it almost seems like. But whatever the case is, it's she started her career, early on. We already know she was. See, I didn't know about that, her being a before, and then I remember her being a video vixen. I saw a couple videos, and then once I started hearing like, she had her book, so obviously promoting the book, so name dropping and all that stuff, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. Oh, and then I saw. I even watched a video of her myself. I was like, dang, I ain't gonna front. She's an attractive woman. Let me tell you something. I was like, I enjoyed the clip. Anyway, check it. If she allowed to do that, absolutely. Who am I? We can't be hypocrites here and be like, yeah, the men can do it. They can't do it. Sure. Is it weird? Absolutely, it's weird. It's like, but if they're cool with it, that's cool. I mean, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Her husband's a cuck. But why I say that? Sorry, but excuse my language. I'm sorry. Am I allowed to say that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Because first off, let me let me just point out a few things. Number one, she woke up with first off, Lil Wayne called the house phone. He's outlined. Number one, you have homie, your side dudes, or your boyfriends calling the house phone, and you have a whole family. That's a no-no. Because me, if I was a high value man, I would not have no side chick calling my house phone where my family, stays at. That's definitely a no-no. Number two, she woke her husband out of his sleep, talking about hey, hun, I gotta go for a few days, um, which is crazy because it's like he knows what time it is. Then proceeds to tell him to move his car
That's
as
rude.
if she couldn't do it herself. That was wild, but it is what it is. And
Let me
then
let, let,
as
let
a
me ask you this though. Let me ask you this though, Rex. You don't think
Mhm.
there's guys who make that like high value men, so to speak, who hold all the power, and the woman that they have living with them got to accept all of these things, like him throwing the woman in her face and stuff like that, and all of this stuff. So I, I
There-
I believe like there's men that probably put women through worse and be disrespecting in their
yeah,
face like that. You
I
feel me?
believe it. I do
But
Yeah.
believe it too.
a man
I
would move
believe
the
it
car
too.
though. A man would move the car on his own.
Uh, what'd you say?
A
Yeah,
man would
yeah.
move the
That's
car. Like,
I was.
let her
Yeah, I
sleep.
was
I'm
gonna
gonna
say
move
like
it.
he would move the car. Like a dude would have moved the car on his own. Like and so that's was wild to me. But it is what it is. But it basically shows me, um, in my opinion, she doesn't have respect for him. Why
No.
I say that is because you have boyfriend calling the house, number one. So it's like already, yes, you guys have the agreement, but it's like now you're throwing it in his face. Number two, you're telling him to move the car. Like, what happened to your hands and feet? They don't work. So it's like, but and then she said, "quote It's a lot of work. I'm not trying to do all that labor. To move a car is labor. That's wild. Okay, aren't you gonna drive a car anyways when you get down there? But it is what it is. So it shows me she has no respect for the dude, and then it's like they reverse roles. In other words, he's the
Yeah.
wife and she's the husband
Yeah.
because when she came back home from hopping on the pogo sticks, and then now she's there talking about he drew bath water for me, dinner's ready, asked her how was her weekend, like
But
bro,
yo,
even I can't. I know y'all gonna say, yeah, there's some. I will find this hard to believe. If there's a high value man that comes back from whatever, you think his wife's gonna ask how was your weekend when she knows what you went there for? Hell no. What?
you will be yo,
I'm not
you
saying you'd
will
be
you will be
surprised though.
surprised how many
Some of these
women want
people
the bag
calling
and they're good
everything.
with that, yo,
Wow.
because they're looking
Listen,
at it as I don't have to work, I'm well taken care of, I could go shopping whenever I want to, I
That's
don't
crazy.
really need a man. So you mean I don't gotta give it up to this guy? Like it's just sporadic because he's always out doing his own thing. Like, yo, to
yeah.
some women, they're like, yo, this is a good deal. Now, okay, so here's the thing, right?
Mhm.
I hear that like where you're like, yo, this is like I don't know what guy would do it, but to some guys they find that attractive. There's some guys that want a sugar mama, and all they want to do is
Yeah,
just
but they're
play
weak
their
men. That's
PlayStation, their
cool.
Call of Duty. Oh yeah, definitely. That
Yeah,
yeah,
you
it's
have to have some losers to have winners. You know what I'm saying? So
oh
it's
yeah,
okay.
definitely. But this
100%.
is what I'll say because it reminds me the conversation we had about what's the woman we said that fumbled the bag that from Jamie Foxx show.
Garcelle Beauvais or something.
Beauvais,
Oh
yes,
yes, yes,
Garcelle
yes.
Beauvais, right? When we had
Mm-hmm.
that conversation and that the woman was in the comment section and she was like, "Oh, these are the wrong reasons to marry and stuff like that." Look, at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people marry for the wrong reasons because they see they can get some type of financial gain or whatever the case may be. So,
Mm-hmm.
what I say to these people, if you're in this situation, put money to the side, start your own business, whatever the case may be. So this way,
Mm-hmm.
once you get tired of that situation and you can't deal with it, you're not trapped. You have something you can fall back on. Because a lot of situations like this, these people are trapped because they don't have no money, they have no source of income, and they're literally relying on this person to take care of them. Two things can happen. It could continue going on, or that person could get tired of you and say, "What do I need you for?" And you get
Mm-hmm.
so you got to
Good.
set up your own thing to make sure that you're right. You got to use those resources as well. But
I
you
agree.
know,
I've
for
always said that. Always said that. I
yeah,
agree with you.
yeah. But
Whether a sugar baby and doing that, I'm not. Listen, I don't knock anybody's hustle. I don't knock Karen
mhm,
Steffans' hustle for doing what she did. I don't knock no one's hustle. but at the same time be smart. Like if you a sugar baby making all this dough and all that, like you're getting gifts and they're paying for everything, like at least like save some money, or at least learn a few things where you can learn how to make money and learn how to invest it. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell me you've been with this person X amount of years and you've learned nothing. Like
Yeah,
that, you wasted time then. Like to me, it's like you didn't take advantage. Like you didn't take advantage of just learning that knowledge, because you know how much people have to pay just to learn that type of knowledge.
yeah,
Like they actually have to pay big money. You got it for free 99, and you didn't take any notes. You didn't save
yeah,
any money. Nah, you didn't. You hustling backwards out here. You're hustling
Yeah,
backwards. So,
but think about her in her situation. She kept elevating her hustle.
Yeah.
but
She
that's what I'm
did.
saying. That's why I said I
hmm
can't knock it. I respect her hustle. You know what I'm saying? I'm
So,
just
so let,
I'm just hoping hubby's. I'm hoping he's, because if I heard correctly, I think she said she has a child and he has a child and they live
yes,
Yes.
together.
hmm
So
So
I
I'm like,
got you on.
oh,
Her kid was with Cool G Rap because I
yeah,
remember looking her
yeah,
up before. So you talking her kid was with Cool G Rap. Guess who put her on
oh
into
yeah, you're
videos and stuff?
right.
He
You're
was
hmm
the one
right.
who
You're
put her into
right.
that environment.
Yo,
So
Coogee
this
Mhm.
Rap is a
wasn't
legend
a
too,
thing
man.
that she
Yeah,
was
he
doing
is. Yeah.
beforehand. Think about it. She was a stripper before she met him. She was with Coogee
Mhm.
Rap. She had her kid with Coogee Rap.
Hmm.
And then it was
Yeah,
like,
you're
okay,
right.
well, you want to keep stripping? Guess what? I got a better deal for you. Go do videos.
Mm.
You go do videos. I got to
Man.
worry about you being in the club. You start doing that, then she started elevating herself. And then it was like, okay, I'm starting to get a little too old for this video vixen. What did she do? She dropped a book. What did she do a couple years after that? You dropped another book.
See,
Now you
See?
are, think about it. Now your hustle is writing and books.
Mhm.
So
see,
you used your street smarts to go start elevating yourself. And then you'd have figured out, if I write on enough people and write enough of them in a book, I get at least, 2 or 3 books out of
Mm.
them. And that's what she did. She got about 3 books out. Then now she goes to colleges talking to women. So then
here,
it was like, look, this is what I did. You don't want to go do this. If you don't want to go down this route, here you go. So now people paying for her for speaking engagements.
here's the thing, man. My thing is
I can't knock it.
her story that she did to get to where she's at. I can't
Mhm.
knock it. To me, I give her all the props in the world, because you got people who get into these type of games and they stay in these type of games. Like, look at these people that hustle and stuff like that. They making money and
Mhm.
they stay in the hustling game. No, why don't you take that money and now turn legal, start buying real estate, stuff like this?
That's
She used her assets literally
exactly.
to start making legal money and
Mhm.
actually, build an empire for herself. I
Mhm.
cannot be mad at that. But
Not
here's the question.
and
Yo,
like hear me out though. The I won't agree with, like I said, I don't knock the hustle. I don't really agree with the name dropping thing.
yeah,
That
yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm not
yeah. I
really
could,
into that. But everything else, I ain't mad at. I mean, yo, she did step her game up. I
but
I can't I can't be
let
mad
me
at
ask
that.
you this, Rex. Though, let me ask you this though. If
Mhm.
you worked your way up to writing a book and you slept with a lot of celebrity women or whatever, yada yada, you mean to
Mhm.
tell me to build like the sell for the book, you ain't gonna like name drop like, yo, I slept with some celebrity
Nah,
women and
bro.
stuff like, you ain't gonna do it?
Nah,
Okay,
bro.
all
Because
right.
I'm built
So
different. I'm a man
so
of I don't do the kiss and tell, number one, and again, like if I were to do that, like I'd lose my respect. I'd lose, like, what I'm saying, integrity. Like people would not even want to mess with me like that, because they know it's like, oh, okay, if we do something on the side or whatever, secret deal, whatever, oh, he might include this in his book. Not necessarily sleep with him, but let's just say, a deal that was under the table, whatever. Oh, he might, what I mean? He might just slip that in his book. And it's like, nah, I don't rock with that.
So
You know
to
what I'm
get
saying?
out
well
of your
So
to get out of
well
a bad situation, you wouldn't
you
name
wouldn't
drop.
exactly.
say that again, sorry.
Get out of a bad situation where you're breaking your back. You're waiting on a paycheck. Like every week, you're waiting on that paycheck.
Bro,
You
I'm not
wouldn't
name
drop a
dropping.
name to
I'm
get
not.
out of that.
No, no,
And
no.
here's the rebuttal
I'm
I
gonna let
gotta
you do
say.
it. Sorry. if whoever does it, yo, shout out to you. I'm not looking at you different. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Period. No, I'm
Look,
not.
man. Look,
Period.
if they come to me and say you write a book and you name drop about the celebrities you slept with and they offering me 20 million or something, yeah, I'm gonna hit them people up and be like, yo, I got a book
Yeah,
coming out, and I'm gonna speak to them and say whatever. They may not agree or whatever
But
to the
okay,
certain people's.
so wait, so
I
you're
would
saying
I would I would
you're gonna go
I
to
would hit
them,
I
let
would hit them up and let them know, give them a heads up. If they don't agree with it, the ones that don't agree, then I'll keep it, like I'll just keep it under wraps and just say I slept with a certain
cards.
celebrity, yada yada.
So what
Yeah,
if they
but you have
all
to
don't
think about
agree?
what's going to
What
sell though, and that's the
what if
problem.
they all don't agree?
If they all don't
Then what?
agree, then I'm gonna have to name drop probably one or two at least. Like
But see,
yeah.
that's
Like I'm getting
crazy.
out my situation. Freak
but
that.
now,
What I'm like,
because
now they can go after you though.
you said what?
Now they can go after you, can't they?
They
They
can't.
they
That's the
probably
problem.
they
So
they
if
it
I
They
told
depends
cannot.
you
if
it's
the
coming out
You
and
sorry,
I
you
make
said they cannot. Sorry, I didn't mean
okay,
to cut you
and you got to think about it. For a book to come out, that book got to get vetted. So if the book has to
off.
get vetted, everybody's going to have that opportunity to be like, oh, let me throw some money at the situation to dead the book. Because think about it, that's what a lot of things were, around that time was happening. They were trying to
Hmm.
stop the book from coming out. The flip side is if you got a whole industry that she was in, it's freezing you out. What do you think you're going to do? You talking she was a video vixen for years. And then all of a sudden, you stop seeing her in videos. She stopped getting, offered those actress jobs because think about that. What she just wasn't a video vixen. She was a video vixen. She was also she was acting in a couple of movies in that time too. It's like when
Hmm.
that well dry up, you got to figure out what's next.
and a
hmm
porn star. Let's not forget
yeah.
that.
And I was about to say, and she was a star that way too. So it's
But
like when
she
all
just
of
did
that
one
stuff
thing.
stopped drying up,
But
it's
yeah,
if
I
you're
hear you.
used to those kind of lifestyles, you got to figure out what's going to net you the most money.
Yeah,
9 times out of 10, you're not trying to go backwards. So you're not trying to go to the strip club. You're not trying to
Oh,
do
I
that.
get it. Trust me, I
So
get
then
it.
it's
But
like,
there's
okay, well,
so
what can I
especially,
do that's going to net me
but
some money? And
but in
it's
this,
so funny because I remember reading this book. I remember, she was on the radio heavy
No,
at the time.
I
Like,
get that, but he's trying to counteract what you're trying to say, what you're saying or whatever.
but
no, no, it's
if
because what I'm saying is but there's so many, especially in the US, there are so many different opportunities for you to get money and get big. She could have definitely found a different avenue. Remember, she's already built a network. You have to remember she's doing all these music videos. She knows all these rappers. She knows all these people behind the scenes. She could have found something. She could have.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
again. I'm not knocking
correct,
what she's doing, but
but
she could
but
found. There
but
could have been
but
different
check this
avenues. That's
out.
what
But
I'm
check
saying.
this out, Rex. If all they look at you is just a fun one night
hmm
stand or something like that, what avenue would she really get into? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if the industry is saying you're used and abused,
Mhm.
what avenue will you have with these people to be like, yo,
name
I'm
dropping.
trying to get this, I'm trying to get that, or whatever?
I was like, because you also got to think about it. She would mess with the Bow Wows of the world. She
See,
was messing with Columbus Short. Like
here's
there
my
was
thing.
rumors that she was married to him too.
Here's my
Oh,
thing.
So it's like
I
you
don't
just
know,
went on
man.
anything at that point.
I understand I understand and I agree with what you're saying, Rex. But I just know
Mhm.
for me, if my back was against the wall and I
Mhm.
tried to go every other avenue and it wasn't working, yeah, I would take that route of doing that. Because you're telling me for me not to know of my experiences and my son is gonna be here starving and I'm gonna be working check to check trying to find the next gig. Nah, I'm sorry. Somebody's gonna have
of
to take
course.
that L, yo.
But don't forget, he's not a father, so he don't
Nah,
see it that way.
no, even so, like even if he's not a father, he still can have his principles. And I get it 100% and I
But
agree
she
with
could
you.
have. But remember, she's also. I mean, look at her. We're not going to cap. She's an attractive woman. She could have easily got a show. Easily,
Yeah,
easily.
but that's just
She
as
didn't. She
that
wouldn't
could
have
be
to
the
work
mean.
again.
But that could be the meaning also. Like you're dependent on him instead of name dropping. Come on, that may be worse.
Pick your poison.
And she
Pick your poison.
definitely did and took that check straight to the
Yeah.
bank.
Look,
you
at the
mean?
end of the
Your
day,
points,
at the end of
bro.
the day, the route she took clearly worked for her. So it is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. It works
Here's the
perfectly.
here's the here's the question that I want to ask, because the conversation is, can a man marry a high value woman who exercises her options? Erica P, if you had that opportunity where you could have the husband and have two boyfriends, whatever, husband was cool with it and everything, would you exploit that option?
I'm gonna say yes. And the reason I'm gonna say yes is maybe those other situations are gonna be the highlight. Because think about it. I could be in this marriage and just be there and be the family. Maybe I'm not the family type of person, but I got a family because I popped up with a kid. So maybe those other situations are taking me places that I can't take myself to.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm about to go see the world. Think about it. Most rappers, if they're a big rapper, they've rapped all over the world. So maybe I'm going to Dubai with that set of people. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
I'm living that high life. I want to be in that environment. That's what that's what I've always been in. So that's my drive to be in that environment. So I'm make sure that I still have a foot in that door. And then when
Gotcha.
I'm like, okay, I'm ready to turn it off, let me go be mommy for the next 2 to 3 days, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
Mm.
So, June, could you be in that situation where
Uh,
you had a wifey that, and whatever your response is, I want you to also give me a response in reverse if you had the opportunity to, where your wife would be like, okay, you can have these girlfriends, whatever. So let me know both sides of the coin where you stand with it.
all right, like I'll say before I would, uh, when I was in love with Karrine Steffans, I would have done it. Like just to be able to say
Hmm.
I'm with Superhead, I would have done it. Like okay, she's going out and mess with other people. I don't care. I wouldn't care. So I would do it then. I won't do it now. I don't know if I'd be able to be in that situation. If I wasn't in love with her and she gave me an opportunity, then maybe. If it was just a matter of me becoming my greater self, yeah, I would. I'd be like, why not? She's giving me a help. Like I would do it.
I got you. What about you, Rex?
So the question is, if I was a high value
If
man, would I
Yeah,
would I
would
exercise my
you would
option?
yeah, would you exercise your option if your wife was okay with it? And on the flip side, could you be the husband and she's exercising her options? And the reason why I ask it that way is to see the mind of how a guy's mind work, because it's like, if you're saying it's okay on one side but it's not on the other side, it's like, you get what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
yeah.
I hear you, but y'all not gonna like me. Y'all
Go ahead.
gonna like
Hey, yo, say it like it is, brother. Keep it
But
100.
the thing, but the
Uh,
thing is, like, if I, yeah, okay, if I'm a high value man, then I can do it. It's. First off, I don't promote the cheating, right? So that's one
Yeah,
thing. Whether married or in a relationship, I don't promote the cheating. You know what I'm saying?
facts.
So it's
Hmm.
like that's one. If I'll put it this way, as a high value man, if I'm not able to bring my wife with me, if I'm not able, I may, and I hardly see her, like I'm talking maybe twice a month. I may, only because I don't see her. But if I have the option to bring her, I will bring her. On the flip side, if it's her, shoot, I ain't gonna lie to you, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Got you.
I'm sorry. Hate me. People in the comments in the chat, you're a hypocrite. I'm is, but I can't do it.
I
Can't
miss
do it.
I miss what I miss.
I'm is
All
what
right.
I'm is, and I'm
Here's the
sorry.
thing. For me,
But,
if you're asking me if I was the high value man and it came to exploiting the options,
mhm.
I think for me, honestly, something I would do in the beginning, but after a while, I think I would get bored with it, because it's like, this isn't this isn't something like, it's kind of like the post nut syndrome, where you sleep with a woman, whatever, and
Exactly.
after you nut, you're like, why are you here? Get out.
Word.
Like,
That's
get out of here.
exactly
Go home. You get what I'm saying?
that's what I'm
So
saying.
after, yeah, so after a while, the reality will kick in, like, I don't
Mhm.
need these two broads. And then that's when
And
it's
it'll
like,
kick it
yo, what?
immediately.
Yeah,
It's
it's like, wifey, you know, it's me and you. I want to do these things with you going out. But in the
Mhm,
beginning, yes, I will exploit it. I'll keep it 100. I'll exploit my options. On the flip
mhm.
side, if I was the husband, I would actually accept it because I would go in it with a
What?
plan.
Why?
Like, this is why. The reason why I would go into it with a plan is because, look, I know I want to do real estate. I know I want to own my own trucking company. I know I want YouTube to blow up the whole nine. So if I can use her as a stepping stone to build my conglomerate, oh hell yeah. I'm going to utilize it, capitalize it to my best ability. And once I get to there, it's like, all right, I got what I needed, so to speak, because clearly you was using me so that you can have your cake and eat it too. So why can't I use you? So
Oh, she
we're
found
both
out.
helping each other. We're both helping each other at the end of the day. That's how I see it. So as soon as I get my ducks in a row, it's like, yo, we could
Ain't
part
no
But
ways.
while
Yeah.
she's falling in love with them too, though.
If she falls in love with him, that's good. As long as I know that I'm doing what I gotta do to secure my bag, I
Mm.
can care less.
It was not
You
about love, right?
Yeah, you think Bill
That's
Gates'
crazy.
wife was caring about the love or whatever when they divorced and everything? No, she's like, I'm sitting
Oh
on this $500 million.
no!
It's a set
But
plan. Like what I'm
but you
saying
have
is
to
like,
remember she's been rocking with Bill for a hot minute though,
no, I
like
get
for a
that, but
minute.
I'm just
You know
speaking
what I
from
mean?
my perspective on why I would even go into that circumstance. It's a difference if I'm
Mhm.
going in there and I'm like, "Oh, baby, I love you and I
That's
can't live
different.
without you."
That's
No,
different.
that's different. I'm
Yeah.
going in with a set plan
So
of this
then,
is
so
what I
then,
need
so
to,
then, so then, if that's the case, why y'all get married?
Cause that's
because
her
I won't
point.
get these perks if I don't.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Bro.
just
That's
like
crazy.
just
Nah,
like in
yo,
her
that's
mind,
crazy.
she won't get certain perks for not being married. Because it's like if you're gonna have the two boyfriends, then why would you marry? Obviously, she's looking for a certain perk when she's not home. The house get clean. When she come home, the bath waters run. Her kids getting taken care of. So it's a give take relationship. No
That's an
matter how you
internship.
slice it, it's give
Yeah.
take.
That's an internship.
So yeah, so why can't I
It's an
exploit
internship.
something also? Am I wrong for
Yeah,
thinking that way?
I agree. I'm not saying I'll do it now, but I could see why you would do it.
Erica P, am I wrong for thinking that way?
No, you got women that think like that every day.
Hey, man.
Rex is
That's
like,
all,
nah,
bro.
yo. Rex,
No, y'all
yeah, say
tripping,
it with
bro.
your chest, Rex. Say it with your chest, Rex.
Y'all tripping. Y'all, you hear me? You tripping. Y'all talking about you okay with it? My ninja said it's an internship.
Yeah.
What?
That would be.
Nah,
Yo.
y'all tripping.
So
He's the
wait,
sim
pause.
of the
Let me ask Rex
year.
real quick. Rex, so you
Mhm.
wouldn't back in the day when you was like 22, you wouldn't get with Karrine Steffan knowing she could elevate you to another level. You'd be like, cause she's messing with other guys, I'm not gonna mess with her, even though she
I
could
would,
make me a
I would,
millionaire.
because I wouldn't try to get with her and be like a husband or whatever, or be in a marriage with her or whatever. I would just try to get with her because try to say I bagged her, but that's it. It wouldn't be I'm trying to make this a long term. Nah,
What I'm saying
I
is
know
if
she's
you
doing
knew she
all
could
that
make
with
you
all those dudes. Nah, no,
if you knew she could make you
no,
a millionaire, you're saying
no,
you still, oh yeah, you dolo. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be, yeah, that's
no.
bad business. That's
Yo,
bad business.
Rex, you a
Sorry,
hell of
y'all.
a
I
you
can't
Rex.
wait. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
My joint card now.
We hear you. We still hear you though. There you go. There you go. We hear you. Rex.
Card now. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we hear you.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we
Oh,
hear
okay.
you. Yes, we hear you.
I didn't hear everything, but I cut in and out. But the gist of it, nah, fam, nah,
Nah, what I was saying
and I'm
was
sticking by
Rex.
it.
What I was saying was Rex,
That's
yo,
cap.
you a hell of a dude. I give
Nah,
it to
that's
you.
cap.
But
It's
for
not cap.
me, I would have
It's not cap.
capitalized,
I
man.
would I would hit just to say I hit Corinne Steffens just to get
Well,
the bragging rights, and that's all. That's
well, it don't
all.
it don't
I would
have to be
not.
Corinne
I
Step. It
will
don't have
not try to get up. I'm sorry, but I will not try to up on No disrespect to dudes that are doing it. No shade to y'all. But I'm not trying to get up on the next person. I'm doing it on myself. I can't do it, bro. Sorry. I'm not
All
doing it.
right,
Can't.
got you.
Period.
Hey, I respect it 100%. But for me, yeah, we already know where all of us stand in the situation.
Yeah,
All right, so
that's true.
let's switch gears to the next topic of the day.
Mhm.
It's a video about a lady on TikTok who is giving women tips on pretty much giving them tips on certain things that men say in a different perspective on how to look at it. So we'll check it out, and we'll give our 2 cents in it. Do we agree, disagree, and kind of go from there. And I would love to hear your opinion on it, Erica P, on what she had to say. Let's make this full screen.
Ladies, here go a few small tips on how to respond to certain things men say in the bedroom. If he say, babe, I want you to ride more, or why you don't ride at all, don't get mad. A few of us can't, and the majority of us, plain and simple, just lazy. Yes, reverse cowgirl is easier. Put your hands on his ankles, align your cheeks up with his pelvis, and lean forward and put more pressure on your arms so your legs won't get tired as fast, and do your thing.
All right. So that right there. What is you guys take? What is you guys? Well, what is your take on that, Erica P?
You gonna have to know your partner, and if it's something they can physically can do and can't do. Like, yes, I get certain positions men want their woman to do, but if that woman got knee problems and you want to do that, I don't think it's happening that often.
Now
But
here's like the main focus of the question that I want to get to understand from a woman's perspective. In her case, where she's like, if a guy approach you saying, "Hey, you don't ride enough," or anything like that, why would a woman take offense to that when he's trying to communicate with her on
I'm
saying,
not
"Hey, you
saying
don't ride"?
take it. Well, and that's what I was gonna say. I don't feel that should have been an offensive thing, because my thing is, if the woman comes at the guy, if you're open enough to say, "Hey, this is what I like," I feel like the woman should try to accommodate as much as possible. Yes, but in circumstances, if she physically can't do it, then yeah, that's something they're gonna have to take the L on if she physically can't do it. But if you're saying, "Hey, this is what I like," then yeah, most women need to try to do some of the stuff that man likes, especially in the
Fe-
bedroom. Because think about it, you have to be as open to your partner as possible. You're my partner for a reason. So obviously I'm trying to make sure that I'm there sexually for you. So I'm gonna have to try to be as open as possible. Yes, there are some situations that is like those are dead giveaway no-nos, but those are things you guys have discussed back and forth also.
Here's a question for you, fellas. Have y'all ever experienced telling a woman something like, "Hey, you should do this more or that more," and they take offense to it?
I haven't.
Um. No, actually.
Nah.
No, because I know more times, they're doing everything in their power really to try to please us, almost, majority of the time. So like it's more how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
It's more how you go about it. Like if you're going about it, it's like, damn, you're ass when what, or sorry, you whack when you're doing such and such move, or like, giving me top, like you like, nah, you know what I mean?
But
It's the way you say it. It's the way you come about it. If you know what I
uh
mean, if you come about it in a way where it's not coming off as harsh and being like a D head, then yeah, they'll take it in, and then they'll work on it either right then and there or in the next session.
all right, let me paint this scenario for you, right? Say
Mhm,
you're with a girl that has a high sex drive, right? And
mhm,
y'all have sex often. Y'all have sex whatever. Like I would say, y'all have sex often, whatever. And every time y'all smash, it's like an hour in, so to speak. And every
mhm,
time after y'all done, it's like she want more. She want more. And it's
mhm.
like you have conversations like, dude, like we're doing a lot here. I'm the one putting all the work or whatever. You know, won't you get on top sometime and do X Y Z? That conversation right there can kind of go in like left field real quick, even though you guys are having a conversation. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
even though you're saying it depends on how you deliver it, that's a delivery that's like in mid conversation. So
Mm-hmm.
something like that, I could see where a conversation can go in left field and it break into an argument, and from there emotions run wild and everything like that. And it's like, yo, we went from talking about this and now we're screaming at each other in a scenario like that.
I
So
True,
you get what I'm saying? So,
it's like, and I get what you're saying, but you know, number one for the dude, try not to feel some type of way. You gotta check your emotions. Number one. Number two, it's like, all right, she wants to go a second round. Like, if you can't get live right now, you'll chill. You will recharge, give yourself anywhere from 10 minutes, half hour, however much time you need, and then get right back into it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yo,
there's, I don't know,
I,
it's
I'm
really
t-
that simple, to be honest.
I'm telling you, Rex, I've had situations in the past where the woman I was dealing with, it's like, yo, I could break her off however long. When we're
Mhm.
done, every time it's like, yo, let's go again. Let's go. It's like, chill, yo, let me get time to, recoup whatever. And it's like, these are things like it's a constant conversation. And it's like, yo,
Now, when you said
if
that,
you,
what did
uh
she
huh.
say? When you said chill, let me recharge. What did she say? What was her
Um,
response?
at first he'll be joking, like, so what, hurry up, get back up, blah, 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 like joking, stuff like this. But after a while, a
Mhm.
joke can become annoying.
So
Facts.
she's in,
You get what
so
I'm saying?
I agree, and that just tells
So,
me she's inconsiderate.
no, but
You
here's the
know what
thing
I'm
though. There's gonna be a time where even though the joke is running, where you're not gonna be in the mood, and it's not like you're gonna see it. It just comes out that way. It's like, yo, stop asking
saying?
me to get on top all the time. Won't you get on top? I'm always doing all, like, it's bound to happen. So in a
Hmm.
situation like that, so I understand the whole thing with tone, but if it's a situation where this were things that were spoken about, whatever, and the person keep persisting, because there's times where I can be joking around and doing something, and I'm like, yo, I know she don't like it, but it tickles my fancy a little bit. I don't mean no harm behind it. So, but I'm gonna still do these certain little jokes,
Hmm.
that may annoy her, but she can tolerate it, so to speak. So in her mind, she's thinking the same thing. So in a situation like that, it's like, it's just a little running joke, and then one day you catch them on a bad day, and it breaks out into an argument, stuff like that or whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think sometimes things can go in left field where you don't mean to, so to speak, but I don't know. I kind of lost train of thought where I was going with it too, or whatever. Black sheepdogs in the building, but
Whoop, whoop.
yeah, June, you was about to say something. You probably
Yo,
forgot.
I forgot.
Okay. All right. But yeah. All right, let me continue with this video.
If he say, babe, why you don't wear nothing sexy to bed? Instead of getting mad or feeling like you're not attractive, tell him whatever he want to see you in to buy it. And if you want to surprise him, go and buy it yourself. If he say he don't like the way you top him, do not get mad. Just practice and pay attention to what acts his body respond to. That's your man, sis. Learn his body. If he say he tired or don't feel like it, don't get mad. Top him off. 9 times out of 10, he gonna smack right after or smack in the morning. If you
Do y'all agree with
Yo,
that last one?
that's true. That's a fact.
That's
Yeah.
hundred
If
percent
I get
true.
top, even if I wasn't in the mood, I'm
Yes.
now in the mood.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
same.
I was like, you
Yes.
Yeah,
putting them in the mood. There you go. Put
Yeah.
them
yeah,
in the
Without
mood.
yeah.
Facts. Facts.
That is true, actually, because there's been times where I'm like, yeah, I'm not even in the mood to do this, and then all of a sudden I'm like in the middle of the sloppy top session. I'm like, ooh, it's game time, baby. Throw on the jersey. It's like, yeah, it's like, I
let,
went. Let's
let me
go.
ask you let me ask y'all a question. Is it more so you're not in the mood because you know the work that it's going to require to actually do it, or is it just you're not in the mood, like, mentally or whatever? Because I know for me, at times when I'm not in the mood, it's more so, yo, man, I don't feel like putting in this work. Like, I just want to, if I'm gonna do something, I just want to get mine off and keep it moving and go to sleep. So is it more so you don't really want care to put in all that work right now, or is it you're just not in the mood sexually?
No,
For me,
go ahead, June. Go ahead, June.
Go ahead, June.
for me, it'd be both of it. Sometimes it's like dang, I feel greedy right now. I may just want to tap 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 and keep it stomping,
Hmm.
but sometimes it's also like I don't know if I'll be able to get hard, but then the top will get me there 100% all the time.
Facts. Facts.
So
Yeah.
it'd be both for me.
All right. So
Uh,
Erica P. Oh,
go,
sorry,
go.
sorry, sorry. Go ahead, Rex. Go ahead, Rex. I
No,
want to
no. I
get
was just
Erica
gonna
P's
say for me,
perspective next.
sometimes for me it depends. It could be like I could be just like mad tired, and I'm like drained, so I'm gonna give like a half-ass performance. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So
Hmm.
that's one. Also, sometimes if I like, let's say we can get in an argument or whatever, like that will ruin the mood for me. So it's like, nah, I'm not even trying to smash. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, because
True.
sometimes they'll be getting on your nerves or whatever, and like you said, just little things, just it's like irritating you. It's like, all right, yo, and now they trying to get all cute and sexy with you. It's like, yo, I'm not even trying to do that right now, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, so for me, yeah, it varies. It could just be either I'm too tired or I'm too tight right now to even do that right
Gotcha.
now. I mean, so yeah.
Erica P. Can you speak on the behalf? Like, do you think for women it's like that? Like, if a woman's not in the mood, like, what is it? Is it like what is the reason for them not being in the mood? Possibly.
Well, you got to think about it. Most of the times, it's a woman's emotions. If the emotion ain't in it, it ain't happening. If she's not like, if she don't want to be touched, she just don't want to be touched. But then you have other people, you be like, yo, if you push the right button at the right time, you might get me there every time. So it's like, it
Mhm.
depends. I might just be dead tired. You be like, yo, I ain't doing nothing. And then it's like, okay, I'm tired. Let me get this nap in. Let me see how I feel after this nap. Because you got some people that be like, yo, I go to sleep, don't touch me. I'm the opposite. I might have started my day a little too early. I might need that nap and wake up and be like, all right, I think I'm okay now. Let's go.
Mhm.
See, wifey
Gotcha.
tell me to wake her up in those situations, and it's like I be feeling like I can't. Like
What do you mean you can't? If
What do you
you
mean
got
you
the green,
can't?
if you
What do you
got the
mean?
green light to wake up, you better wake up. Because guess
Word,
what? I got kids in my house at this point. It ain't gonna be a perfect time, so you better just wake me up. If I'm
I
telling you
get
wake
it,
me up,
what
you
you
better wake me up.
but I don't want you
do when you
thinking
say
you can
you
wake
can't? You
me
be
up.
feeling like you be
See, but
feeling
that's
way
the
like
problem though. It gotta be a two-way street. Because if I
he
told you to
said,
wake me up, that means when I'm
what
ready
did
for
you say?
you, I need to be able to tap you and be
but
like, okay,
but
you up
see,
now?
but see
You up?
that can't be
Okay.
right though. Just because one thing is good for one person doesn't mean that person has to automatically object to that. You get what I'm saying? So
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Those are
it's like saying, okay, if I you can use my car if like say you say to your wife, you can use my car, if it's convenient to go to the store or something like that. But then she turned around and like, well, I hear you, but you can't use my car. That's fine. You got that understand. You get what I'm saying? Just because I can say, hey, this XYZ doesn't mean that you have to capitulate to XYZ also. And I think a lot of people get that misconstrued.
Mhm.
It doesn't work that way. Just because I'm okay with something doesn't mean that you're okay with something.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying? I could be like, yo, you could go out with your male friends, but you're like, no, I don't want you going out with your female friends. I may not like it, but at the end of the day, just because I'm allowing it doesn't mean that you have to
That's
allow it.
true.
correct.
You feel me?
And
So,
but on the flip side, it's like if you're married at this point, it's like, okay, I need you to be okay with what I'm saying. So if I'm telling you to wake me up and I get that you feeling some type of way about it, 9 times out of 10, I'm okay with it. If I told you,
no,
especially if I told you on
no,
numerous
I get
times.
that. But it's the fact that you're like, well, if I could be waking up, then that means I could be able to wake
No, no,
you
no.
up too.
But
Nah, it doesn't.
I
Yes,
was gonna
yes.
say
That's what you
no, no,
said.
that's what I
That's
was gonna
what
say.
you
That's how I do feel like that. I do feel like that. Like if I feel like in my situation, if I get woken up, then yes. But that's my situation. It ain't gonna be everybody's situation. So therefore, you have to have that conversation. Wifey, if I'm asleep, don't touch me. Don't do nothing because I'm sitting here. But that's the other thing. It's like, okay, if I know that's how you feel about that, then yeah, I'm gonna let you go ahead and sleep. Now, unfortunately, if our hours don't match up, I don't know what to tell you because then you might be going a long time. You be looking at this calendar going, Dad, it's been 9 days. Well, 9 days of my crazy work schedule and 9 days of you not wanting to be walking. That's on you.
Listen,
So hold on. Just go to the comment section. Erica Brown said, if you're done after round one, your partner should understand X can be a very tiring thing. That's true. And Black Sheepdog, we see eye to eye here with this Black Sheepdog. What turns me on is when my girl makes me a sandwich butt naked.
Listen, Black Sheepdog, let me tell you something, Black Sheepdog. I'm no kizzy. If my shorty is in the kitchen for some reason, it don't matter. She could be wearing boy shorts, my shirt with nothing underneath, thong on, whatever, and she's just either on the counter or on the stove, and I walk by. Yes, I give the slap on the ass. Then I start doing the caressing. That sandwich ain't gonna get done.
You know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think this is every guy's mentality. If your chick is in the kitchen or something making food and she's in boy shorts or thongs or whatever the case may be, I don't care. Every guy has the thought of, I should just bend her over right now and get it in.
I'll be thinking that when wifey do that.
Every
100%.
guy that crosses the mind right there in the kitchen, depending on circumstances, you like, yeah, I can't do that right now. But every guy, trust me when I tell you this, ladies, that crossed every guy's mind. 100%. It don't matter if you have no booty, it matter big booty, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yup. You gonna get it. You gonna get it.
And
Trust
the crazy
me.
thing
Look, little booties get it too, right?
Yeah, you don't have to get love too. You know what I'm saying?
The crazy thing is, though, a lot of times when they in the kitchen, they ain't even paying no attention. He be like, I just threw something on to go to this kitchen. He be like, for real? This what you
See, I be thinking I'll be like, oh, she purposely did that. That's what I be thinking.
Nah, she ain't purposely do that. She just doing whatever was right there, so she ain't walk out the room naked. She just wasn't trying to walk out of there naked. She's like, let me cover up a little bit.
Y'all know it's a whole setup y'all be doing. Y'all know y'all got that fantasy. Well, let him ravish me in the kitchen while I'm making this food. Don't worry, we got you.
Food ain't getting done. It ain't getting done. You go in there and you be like, Dag, we supposed to eat 3 hours ago. That's your fault. You stopped the progression of that food.
That's cool. That's cool.
Let me play the last 15 seconds of this video.
All right, man.
All right.
Reaches his peak real fast. Don't get mad, ladies. Be happy you land like that. Give him 5-10 minutes to regroup and get back to it. These are just
that's a lot. Yo, that 5-10 minutes to recoup.
That's not enough for me.
you talking 15, 20 years ago? All right, I got you there. But it's like, you know what? It all depends though. It all depends on it depends on your excitement level at times too.
Yes.
Because there's times where it's like, after you let go and you like, oh,
I'm still
you
up.
ready again? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm still ready to go.
I'm glad I don't have them problems. I'm glad I ain't got them problems.
It all depends. So but yeah, that's the gist of the video. I think she
small tips. What you do with this information is up to you.
Yeah, so that's the end of the video. Just small tips. Do y'all agree with the tips that she laid out?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I agree with the tips that she laid out.
But what she's essentially saying is, don't take offense to what what guys say. It's not offensive. They're just being direct.
Yeah. So So I agree with that. Good. That's a great analysis too, June. All right. So we're approaching that hour mark. So we're gonna run through this last video real quick. This video right here. We all saw it on social media like a couple of weeks ago. Nobody's talking about it. So we need to talk about this video right here. The trend that Black women are starting to do. I didn't see it catch any fire, but the fact that they tried to start this trend, I'm just like, Jesus, really? That's what we doing? So check this out. Let me make this caption. So the trend, as you see the title says, New Generation Wildin'. Black women created a new trend for their white massa boyfriend. Leaves public speechless. So here it is.
Hey, who you with? This my massa. Sound fake. Who you with? This my massa. Sound fake. Who you with? This my massa. Sound fake. Bitch, my massa.
Sound fat. Who you with?
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 That's shame.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you see, grabbing her by the hair, by the shirt, by the throat, the collar. So basically, the trend is to say like you're his property, so to speak. You know what kills me is black women don't even like for black men to even say anything remotely saying that they're our property.
Exactly.
Mm.
But now they're starting a trend when they're dating a white person saying that this is my massa. Yeah, what do you guys think about that?
That is a problem. I'm gonna jump all y'all. It's a problem. I don't
Go ahead.
feel like this needs to be a trend. First of all, I feel like the ones that are doing this, they're kids and they are young minded. Because anybody that know anything about their history, not going out there doing that trend. I don't care who it is. I don't care. Like I feel like anybody over 25 ain't doing it. You doing it, you need a beating. I'm sorry. Like I can't. That is so in my head, so disrespectful. One. Two, you just threw me back 300 years.
Mm-hmm.
You got in my head, Dag. I'm out here picking cotton. Like I ain't never picked cotton a day in my life. But that's what that sends me back to. Like I can't be okay with that.
This is one thing that I'll say before I let y'all go, June and Rex.
Mhm.
This is why when me an educated lady made the video about should black women consider marrying white, one of the things that I said was, if you're telling that the way the woman up to the white counterpart is the same as it is to the black counterpart, you got me there. But what I tend to see is when the way they approach the white counterpart, it's a whole different dynamic. They're not showing that attitude. They're not showing this. They're so loosey goosey with their approach. This is clear evidence of you're okay with your white counterpart claiming you as their property, but a black dude can't even get a whiff of putting his hands on your hair. That's a problem. But these gentlemen are grabbing them by the hair, stuff like this or whatever. So that's what I had to say on that aspect. The floor is for whichever one of you guys want to go first.
Um, I saw the video. It seems like from what I gather, it seems like where they would be like, they probably instruct them, oh, hold your girlfriend's hair like this, or you know what I mean, and now hold their shoulder, or you know what I'm saying. So I think the white guys are just going off that, but then when they actually read the caption after they have their girlfriend in that position, like majority of
Reality
them
check.
majority of them actually had a problem with that. Like they wasn't really down with that, but like the
Mhm.
video goes longer, so there's some of them that I seen that had a problem with that. This is the white boyfriends. Now, not all of them, but some of them. Number two, and you wonder why all our other male don't respect us when you do dumb shit like this. It's like, what? Do you even know what your ancestors went through? Like, you guys playing that joke, like our ancestors, like the women had to deal with the R word used as breed just to have what I mean, working to have stronger uh, 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 grow stronger kids into adults working in the fields and stuff. Do you guys even know the history? Like what's going on? Okay, yeah, you don't see it every day. Watch the damn movies, read the damn books. Like, what's happening here. How is that even a trend? How is that even cool though? And then you wonder why, but then y'all be the first one to complain. Oh, when a white police officer does this, that to you, they don't respect you, they killing us. Why do you think? Look at the dumb shit y'all be doing. Sorry, excuse the cursing. But look what
Nah, it's cool. Let it out, brother. Let it out.
y'all tripping. But when you us black men, we can't even say nothing to y'all, let alone do any of that stuff. We can't even say anything about y'all weight, what y'all wear, who you date. It's wrong that you just going after something for money. You just want a high value this that. We can't even say nothing. But then y'all go and do
Rex.
y'all
Rex,
tweaking.
just imagine, Rex. Imagine if black men made this video and they had white women putting their hands around their neck saying, that's my massa.
Bruh, bruh,
Do you know
Mm.
bro.
how
It
crazy black women would be going at
bit
black men if they
bananas.
did something like that?
Bananas.
So
Bananas.
I'm gonna cut you off on that. So when I
Go
was
ahead.
looking at some of those videos, the rapper Mano was on a
Mhm.
talk show,
Yes,
and he clearly said
yes.
if he dated outside of the race, that is a fantasy for him.
See,
When I
But
but
like
heard that,
he said he was
it
joking,
was
but I'll let you
it was
finish.
it was joking, but the problem is you joked
Yeah,
about it.
he
Like,
said it
and
like
that was
he's super.
crazy to me though. Like, I get it was a
Yeah,
joke in a joking manner, but if you got
but
somebody
I
who
agree.
didn't pay attention to the whole thing about it, you would have took him
Mhm.
for face value saying it.
Yeah, 100%.
And
I
my
thought he
thing
was
is,
tweaking.
well, and that's what it was. So I had to search a couple videos because I was like, I need the full clip. Because at first I saw a small snippet and I'm like, oh, this dude is about to get canceled. And then it was like,
Yeah.
okay, let me see the full article. Let me see why they
Mhm.
chopped it up like that. So it was like, okay, I listened to the full
Mhm.
thing and you're like, okay, you was joking about it, but that was a little
But
suspect when it
yeah,
popped up.
that's like the fact that you even said that, like jokingly on a public platform like that. It's like, come on, man. You know, people twist your words, cut out the clip, and just use that. You know how they do on social media.
But here's the thing though. But here's the thing. The thing that I want to point out before you say what you got to say, June, is that these women did this trend to try and make it gain steam, and nobody attacked these women. Nobody attacked this movement. Nobody said nothing about it.
Hmm.
Like, I don't hear nobody saying, yo, these women are wrong. Nobody made a video or anything. No news article, nothing. It just like swept under the
But you
rug.
got to think about it though. They wanted it to gain steam. The quickest way to shut it down is to not say nothing. That's the quickest way.
That's true. That's true.
That's true.
Go ahead, June. Let's hear your take.
yeah, but I think that's a problem with us because you're right. If you give it no attention, it won't go anywhere. But we allow a lot as black guys. We see it. We're like,
Hmm.
I'm not going to make an issue out of this. Like that's how we feel
Hmm.
sometimes. Like I'm not going to be marching in the streets doing all that crazy stuff. Like I'll let it handle itself, and it doesn't handle itself. With what Mano said, y'all gonna cancel me. I think what was wrong with the women was putting it on social media. If that's a fantasy of yours, it's like, yo, I just took the master's wife, and that's our role playing. That's what we're doing in the bed. Okay, that's a fantasy. A fantasy is a fantasy. I just took the
Hmm.
master's, blah blah blah. But for me to put it on social media, that's the issue I have because you're now like you're mocking us. Like that's what you're doing. You're mocking us by using yourself as a prop to make black people look stupid. To me, that's the
Hmm.
part I don't get. But if that's a fantasy of yours, what's wrong with it? If she really felt like that, I think it's stupid. But what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Everybody,
Yeah,
Nah,
I
no,
know that's
yeah,
what's
no
bad.
complaint. No complaint. What you do in your bedroom is what
That's
you do in your
yours.
bedroom. But you're right. Once you publicize it to try and make it game steam, and then you have other people trying to now
That's disgusting.
start this trend, that's where the issue lies. I
because
agree.
But you
there's always a stupid. What I'm noticing on social media, every month there's always a new challenge. There's always some new stupid trend. You know what I mean? And that one right there, that hands down was like the dumbest, most ridiculous challenge or trend I have ever seen on social media. Like
I
that
think one of
took it too far, and I have to agree with June as black men. Like you right, we let too much things get swept under the rug. Nah, we need like we need to hold our own accountable for that. Like y'all tweaking, you guys
yeah,
tweaking for
I
that
agree.
because
Well, look,
there's
that
real pain that goes behind that. Like you know what I mean? People died for that stuff. Like it's not even a game.
but guess what? That's why we speaking about it
Yeah,
now. You feel me?
right,
That's why we speaking about it now. One
right.
of the ugliest trends I think that I saw was, remember that boy a few weeks ago who fell off that amusement park
Mm-hmm.
ride? They started a trend
No, what
where
happened?
people were on rides and they were saying, "Oh, I'm not scared" and stuff like this. I forgot exactly what it was, but they started a trend mocking the boy that fell off the roller coaster or whatever, the amusement park ride.
The big kid, like he was tall.
Yeah. The 13-year-old that fell off, people started a trend like, "Oh, I'm not scared" or something like that. I forgot what it was, but it was such an ugly trend. I wanted to make a video on it, but I forgot what happened that I got sidetracked
Were they
from doing
not
it.
wearing
But
their
yeah,
safety
that
harnesses or something? What?
no, it was just while they were on their amusement park ride, like the caption would come on the screen like saying, "Oh, I'm not scared" or something like that. Basically saying, "Oh yeah, I understand he died from this ride, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from doing what I gotta do, getting on these rides and stuff like this." Like basically just mocking what happened to this poor boy. You
This,
feel me?
the,
That's not
I
something you
must say
play
it's
with.
not something you play with, one, but two, you also have to think about it. People are going to do what they choose to do. There are
Facts.
going to be rides everywhere. So, yes, just as long, you have to pray that these rides are getting inspected on time. You have to
Mm.
pray that they don't mount, because think about it, this could happen anywhere. I remember back in the day you had what's that park in Jersey? It was Action something. I remember on a commercial, people would get it was a slingshot, and you would get stuck on like a Velcro wall. Like I remember when it closed. So you're talking it closed in like the mid '90s, late '90s. But I remember people would go to this place all the time, and it was like, yo, people are getting hurt all the time, and they're just, it wasn't like now where you got the video circulating. But it's like you had whole amusement parks where you had to sign waivers to get on things because they knew you could potentially get injured. The same things are probably going to happen with roller coasters over time. Because yes, over the years there have been quite a few, malfunctions on rides. You go to Great Adventures, they've had them too, where they have a malfunction, they'll either decommission the ride, or they'll close it down for some time. If it's not something major, sometimes the ride will just stop in the middle.
Y-
Erica,
Yeah,
we see it now.
but the thing is, people
Correct.
people wasn't making mockery
Correct, but the
of when an accident
Correct, but
happened.
what I was gonna say is, in regards to the people making mockery, they doing it for the clicks. That's usually what it is. It's for the likes on whatever platform they on. It's
the,
not like
the,
you
Yeah,
just
but
going,
that
I'm
just
going to go enjoy this ride.
no, I get that, but that just speaks of where we're at with in
Oh yeah.
society.
the,
That just speaks of where we're at in society.
yeah, I was just gonna say that we live in a society now where people will do things to either disrespect, humiliate, embarrass themselves or others for
Just to
likes
go
and
viral.
attention, just for clout.
Fact.
And mind you, they're
Yeah,
not even getting paid for it, just for the attention
exactly.
and likes.
Imagine if they was getting paid for it though. It'd be worse if
Oh
they were
yeah,
getting
it
paid
would be
for it.
even worse.
It'd be
It would be
worse,
even worse.
If they were
but
getting
it's
paid for
crazy.
it,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
come?
If they're
Yeah,
getting paid for it, it'd be
not
even
get
How
worse.
paid
come?
for it.
Because now people have been looking for every gruesome story, whatever the case may be, just to hurry up and
Okay,
put it
I
out
see.
there on
Exactly.
social media, so to speak, at the expense of
I dig
whoever.
it.
It's a difference when you're reporting the news, but if you're making a mockery out of it, to me, that's a different ball game.
That's
Mm.
true.
Two different ball games. You feel me? Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this evening's show. We had an hour and 15 minutes. We put in a little bit of overtime. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Um, yeah, make sure you tune in every Friday, 8:15 p.m. Social Media Fridays, the live collaboration between Hold Up, Hear Me Out Though and Matter of Opinion. Do any of y'all got anything to tell everybody, before we sign off on this Friday night?
No.
No?
No.
Nobody got nothing to say?
No.
All right, well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Definitely don't forget to smash that like button. Don't forget to share it amongst your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to Hold Up, Hear Me Out Though and Matter of Opinion. If you're tuning in on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're tuning in from, be sure to check us out on YouTube and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. That's going to do it on this Friday night live edition collaboration. Thanks for joining us, riding out with us. Now you could go out, party, go shake your buns, whatever the case may be. Maybe you might get lucky tonight. Who knows?
Maybe.
But be safe, drink responsibly. And if you're going to be in the house chilling, hey, enjoy the playoffs, whatever it is that you might do. But just make sure you have fun. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for coming out. God bless y'all. Good night. And we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.